Are you looking for more out of your life? Do you need ideas on how to start new businesses and how to move forward in your own personal life? Well, guess what? You have come to the right radio show. At You Can Overcome Anything podcast show, you will learn and hear from many people from all walks of life who are sharing their challenges, their stories, the habits, and the mind shifts they had to overcome to become who they are today. On top, you will get a chance to connect and see how you can overcome anything by networking and learning about your next move through this radio show. I present to you our great speakers at You Can Overcome Anything podcast show with your host, Cesar Espino. Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of You Can Overcome Anything podcast show. It is your host, Cesar Espino, and today I have a special guest. She is a mentor in Inner Energy Mastery and Recalibration, speaker, and a founder of the Energy Masters Academy. In 2013, after being diagnosed with aggressive hormone-dependent ductal cancer and given only a 5% chance of survival, she chose a different path. All the women in her family before her had died from cancer, but she broke the pattern. Rejecting chemotherapy, radiation, and hormonal therapy, she turned inward and activated a profound alignment beyond mindset or strategy. Through this awakening, she pioneered a method that rewired the body's energy system for lasting clarity, coherence, and vitality. Today, she's not only the cancer-free, she's radiantly alive, serving and guiding change markets worldwide to solve energetic limits, reclaiming their vitality, and rising into their highest potential. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Neya. How are you, Doctor?
Thank you. Thank you, Cesar, to invite me here. And also, thank you for your audience to show up here in this episode.
Yeah, no, definitely. Super excited to get to know a bit more about you and your journey and the things you're doing and all of that. Before we dive into that though, tell me a little bit about your background. Where are you originally from and how was your upbringing?
I'm originally from Slovenia,
Okay.
the only country on the world that has love in its name.
Hmm.
So people usually remember because of love. So Slovenia. And actually, although I was brought up in Slovenia,
Yeah.
there was not much love
Hmm.
present because my father was still born in the Second World War.
Okay.
My mother soon after the Second World War, and it was still this energy present, of fear, of lack, not so much opportunities,
Mm-hmm.
at least not for my family. My family was in like middle lower class. So
Okay.
in the middle, but
Yeah.
lower middle class. So yes, we had enough of food. We didn't struggled regarding food, but yes, we somehow when I look back, I was not given opportunities because my parents didn't know actually.
Hmm.
Not that they were neglecting me or some sort, but we lived in still in this socialist country where we are more prevented to go elsewhere, Although I traveled quite a lot since I was 16,
Hmm.
and this actually started to open everything for me.
Got it. Tell me what was that change for you? Because I think that's very interesting, and I always ask people, Are you kind of fulfilling the dreams that you wanted as a kid, right? Um, but I know that at least from my perspective and in my own life, right? Who I became today, who I am today, it really comes down to who I was in the past, right? And recognizing that and realizing that. So for you, you said you started traveling a lot at the age of 16. How did that come about for you to be able to explore and see things from a different perspective at that age?
Somehow I was ugly duckling in my family. You
Yeah,
know that story, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I started to then I started to explore where is place for myself. And
Mm,
yeah, I started to develop more. But yes, you know, it was some seed inside me. That's why I compare myself with this ugly duckling, you know,
yeah.
because I saw different things already as from the young age. But you know, it's also interesting when I was 6 years old, I was already so different that I couldn't comprehend and understand like normal life.
Hmm.
Let's put it in quote, yes.
Right.
And for that reason, I was diagnosed or labeled as a child with special needs.
Mm,
So to enter the school, the normal school, IQ 60 was needed. So my IQ was at that time diagnosed by them, by the official system, like 50. So
wow.
it was, yeah, it was already challenging at first, but it was not that something would be wrong with me, but I was already, as I said, as a child, different. So I started with opening, you know, with traveling. I started to open and explore where is more for me. And it at age of 18 when I started, then of course I went to school, to normal school. I was 3 years under huge observation. And then I was when I wanted to enter the school for medical doctors because I dreamed to become one.
Yeah.
Because I was labeled as child with special needs, it was not possible. But this was a good sign, good thing that happened to me. Everything what at the beginning seems like being a bad thing is actually a gift, um, uh, something needed for a person to evolve in such an extent that afterwards can live a life that was sent for. So
Hmm.
at my age of 18, when I went to the university, besides studying a regular university study, I started to study 6 different modalities in natural healing.
Wow.
So it was like mind blowing. So at the beginning, yes, I wanted to be medical doctors, but at the end, now I'm spiritual doctor, I'm spiritual healer, spiritual teacher, spiritual mentor. So I'm working on this realm.
Yeah, I love that. You said something that I think is important for anyone that might be watching and might be going through something similar in terms of being labeled, right? Sometimes you have whatever you have doctors or you have specialists or you have people that will label you in such a way, and then that label can either help you or that label can really bring you down because now you're living under the impression of this, right? And it reminds me of I don't know if you know who it is, but Les Brown said something about, you know, somebody else's opinion about you should not be your destiny, right? So just because somebody labeled you whatever they might have labeled you, you don't have to live with that, right? That's their opinion, but somebody else's opinion about you shouldn't matter because at the end of the day, what matters is what you want to do and become, right? And so I think that's kind of what you were saying here is like, while they might have labeled you in such a way, you said, well, it's fine, whatever. I guess I'll go through the system, and at the same time, I'm going to do me, right? And so you study these six different modalities in natural healing. What were those modalities that you worked on and learned?
I just want to go back to Les Brown.
Yeah.
He liked my story so much that he is preparing introduction for my next book.
Oh, I
That
love
is
that.
from tumor to humor, because we had very similar stories. He was also labeled as child with special needs.
Yep. Correct.
Yeah, very interesting. So modalities, I started to study yoga, and traditional Chinese medicine, energy medicine, uh, Bach remedies, homeopathy, um, and craniosacral treatment. That were not just this that I studied, but this is what I started to study.
Okay.
Afterwards, it was like explosion in my being, in my life, of everything what I studied, because in some part between like 25 and 28, because at 28 I got my first child.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even go to bed to sleep, because I was I was hungry of everything.
Yeah.
So I was just taking in, not just taking in, but also meditating a lot, and um, spending, experimenting all these things, what I learned on myself, and also with close friends.
Got it. Okay, okay. So talk to me about at what point in your life were you diagnosed with cancer? Because that has been, really not only has that been, challenging at first, yet it has become the beacon of who you are and what you're doing, how you're helping other people, right? So tell me about that.
Yeah, that's true. Yes. So I was diagnosed with the cancer at age of 42. When I look now back, already before 42 age, I studied like 25 years. And then how I understand now, the God or universe or the great spirit said, okay, Naya, you have studied now for 25 years. Now here is an exam. So you pass or you pass.
Gotcha. Yeah, I get it. Yes. Right. Yeah. Right. So.
Yeah. Um, but yes, it was like how I also, through the process of outgrowing cancer, I understood, because all my female ancestors passed away, that it was my dharmic mission to end this cycle.
Hmm.
And it was like it's another story. I don't know how it is called in English, but when young lady um, gets picked with a needle
Hmm.
by one witch, and she falls asleep, and it was the prediction that she will sleep for 100 years.
Mm.
So at the same way, I was picked with one person that, in 25 years I really established really good society around me, supporting people, and I was working what I wanted, what I love to do. I was studying, doing sports, living healthy, and it was one person only that triggered
Hmm.
everything, like push the button, like in this story. And she was my coworker. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Yeah. And she she didn't she actually, with her, with her behavior, she triggered everything inside me, all the emotions that were necessary to be triggered in order for me to get cancer.
Wow.
And I was not able to fire her. So this was something that really came like a God's blessing with her. So not all people that are like bad in our lives are really bad, but they were sent with specific role to play out in our lives. And she played everything that actually I I developed all this, or that everything, all emotions that were kept in our lineage, not just in myself, in our lineage came out, and I was able to work on them.
Mm. Wow. Yeah. That's huge. And one of the things that you talked about, I mean, obviously, you know, uh, going back to the idea of when people are diagnosed with cancer, right? There's all these medical remedies and chemotherapy and all these different things that take place to hopefully help you get better and or at least just kind of keep you alive, right? While you're going through the process. But you did something that a lot of people haven't been able to do, and that is be able to one refuse that kind of treatment and say, I'm going to take full responsibility of the actions that are going to happen moving forward. And I'm going to take full responsibility of creating a different type of healing by understanding and really utilizing your inner self, your mind, your way of thinking to be able to transform that. And I think that that's huge because one of the things that I always tell people is that it really comes down to we have the answers for everything when you know how to tap into your mind, when you know how to tap into yourself, when you know how to tap into your faith, right? There's an African proverb that says, when there's no enemy within, there's no enemy outside that can do you no harm, right? So if there's nothing within hurting me and I know that and I realize that, then it doesn't matter on the external factors, right? So talk to me about that journey because I think that's huge. Like, how do you? I mean, for one, you get this, you get this news, right? I mean, this is not something to take lightly. Like you said, either you're gonna pass the test or you're gonna pass, right? It's not something to take lightly. And then number two, there's probably also a lot of elements of maybe depression and I don't know what you might have gone through, right? But there's a lot of feelings, emotions that come out of that. And then there's this last thing of how am I gonna I'm gonna get out of this and what am I gonna do to get out of this, right? So tell me about all of that because I think that's huge.
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. Yes, it is huge, because lack of understanding in my childhood and everything, I recognized in really early age that definition of insanity is repeating the same thing and expecting different results.
Hmm.
When watching all my female ancestors passed away for cancer and all accepting chemotherapy, hormonal therapy, different treatments, radiation. So for me, this was not an option because it was it was proven with 100% probability
Hmm.
that this will not work. So when I explained to my oncologist that I'm not going to do this,
Yeah.
yes, she said, yeah, you have 5% if you don't accept. I said, I already bought a ticket, a lottery ticket.
Hmm.
People are buying lottery tickets with 0.00000000000.1% chances to win the first lottery prize, and I had 5%. So this was my why I go in this way. So seeing my ancestors, and I didn't want to go to enter this insanity.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that I have 5% chances to survive. This is 5, not 0.0000005. It was huge for me at the time. And I was actually, before I was really, that cancer was confirmed, before I got information while meditating. It was really very funny, funny moment.
Mm-hmm.
I was meditating and one voice started to talk with me and said, Naya, you have cancer. And I just ignored, I pushed this on the side. And I
Right.
said, okay, this is my mind, it away. And then the voice became stronger. Naya, pay attention, pay attention. Hey, you have cancer. Naya, pay attention.
Yeah.
Then that was the only actually time when I really realized that this is something serious,
Mm.
because I have this ability to hear my spiritual teachers. I see them as well. I see many things around. So I have this, and I feel strongly. And this was the moment that I really realized that this is something really serious. And I turned to my partner. We were meditating together, and I said to him, I have cancer. And he, his eyeballs almost went out and said, no, you need to check. I said, yes, I will check, but I was told I have cancer. And that was also the only moment that I cried. Actually, we both cried.
Yeah.
But then I said, okay, crying doesn't resolve things. And I went to the doctors, they confirmed, and it was another funny moment at the doctors when, she was really in her face was really sad, and her lips turned down when she said to me, Madam, I need to tell you something that is not very pleasant. I looked at her and she said, you have cancer. And I said, yes, perfect. Now it's confirmed and we start to work. And,
Yeah.
again, her eyeballs, she was like, no, like this.
She wasn't
Probably
expecting that. Yeah.
she never experienced something like this. And also another oncologist was the same way, and so on, many stories. And this everything I explain in my coming book, from tumor to
The
humor.
humor. Yeah.
Yeah, why to humor? Because the only thing that I said to myself, I I'm going to do every single day, laughing, dancing, and singing. And this was measurable. Because, if you say, yeah, I'm going to think positive and I don't know what, this is not measurable because we don't know what is going on in our heads. But I said, dancing, singing, and laughing every single day for at least 1 hour. It was always more, but every single day. And then people say to me, I don't have anything to laugh. No, I also didn't have with with
Yeah.
his diagnosis. But yoga of laughter, or laughter yoga, I don't know how it is
Yeah.
called in English. I started to laugh, train my muscles that they start to move, because with movement of your belly muscles, actually you massage entire your trunk, and all the life liquids start to move. And when everything starts to move, also life force starts to move in your body. So this was something must in every day. But
Hmm.
also other things, yes, but this was, and this is very simple, and each one can, when faced with some difficult situation, This is very simple.
Yeah.
And I say to my clients, if you don't have time, 5 minutes laughing, 5 minutes singing, five minutes dancing. If you don't have this time in your life, I'm not the right coach for you. I'm not the right mentor for you.
Hmm.
Because something you need to move, not expect that others will do for you. So this was beginning of the healing process.
Got it. Yeah. No, that's huge. And again, it goes back to the mindset, right? It goes back to I love that. I love the fact that, it goes back to you have a choice in terms of you can live with what is being handed down to you, or you can change the dynamics of that and the patterns and create something different. And I like how you implemented these three things to help you through that healing process and laughing and dancing and singing, right? Instead of seeing it from a negative perspective, well, it is all negative. You're taking that negative energy and say, you know what, let me transform this into something positive that's going to help me through that journey. Talk to me about the the process of obviously you started doing this, but talk to me about the process of how it, not only did this help you, but how long did it take you to kind of really beat cancer? And then what other things did you do on your daily life to get through it? Because I'm sure it wasn't an easy thing.
You said a really interesting word, and I will explain now.
Hmm.
Because I was exactly in this mood. So beating the cancer, and in the world is all the time use this word that we need to fight with cancer, and people are fighting with all sorts of diseases, and they are fighting with circumstances and with systems. But this is energy of an aggression inside. Yes, at the beginning I started with this
Yeah.
attitude that I'm going to fight with cancer. But very soon, also in meditation, I figured out that fighting is my weakness.
Mm.
Fighting is not my strong side. So I have decided, no, I don't want to fight cancer, because cancer is much stronger from me than me, and much more equipped with different weapons than me, and can find many different ways to attack me. So I said, no, I'm going to love cancer.
Mm.
And this was game changer. Only in 3 months after I decided not to fight cancer, but to love cancer as my greatest teacher, only in 3 months, Western medicine, so allopathic medicine, said I don't have cancer anymore.
Wow.
So altogether, it was 6 months. So in first 3 months, I was still,
Yeah.
in fighting mode.
Yeah. Right.
And then, no, I cannot fight something that came to me as the greatest gift, but just accept and discover what is inside. Because sometimes, yes, gifts are presents are, yeah, wrapped in it might be in not such a pleasant paper.
Yeah.
And I unwrapped it and I found myself. So, what at the beginning was like my healing process, at the end was actually my complete reconstruction of my energy print, um, energy blueprint of my identity, my mission, my purpose, and entire body.
Mhm.
So my body started to become even younger, you know,
Mhm.
because different type of energy started to flow through my body, and this became my new path, because I want to teach people, especially I'm more oriented on business people, on soul-led people, to show them how energy is important, what quality of energy is running through you, that you are getting results, what you get actually. And yes, you mentioned at the beginning this mindset. It's not mindset. Mindset is a consequence of quality of energy that runs through you.
Mm.
Because mindset, it's only scientifically proven 3 to 7% is conscious. So, in
Right.
average, 95% is subconscious. And we are triggered by outside situations, especially when we are not um, able to handle our emotions in certain situation. And everything is imprinted, everything in our body, in our energy system. And when we change the energy, we are not triggered anymore. And mind automatically starts to change, starts to shift.
Mm.
And you know, there are mind coaches. Yes, we need mind coaches that we learn some phrases, but this doesn't help us in challenging situations. Many people that are faced with diagnosis or in difficult situations, like for example mine was, if not handling or transforming energy, quality of energy that is running through through the human being, mindset does not help anything, really anything, because it's only 3 to 7%.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. So tell me, so now you're obviously utilizing a lot of the things you've learned through your own journey, through your own healing, through your own process, and now you're uh, coaching, mentoring people, helping people in terms of how to utilize energy and master that energy and recalibration to be able to help them. So are these people? And you mentioned a little bit about mostly people in business, but is this like in all levels, or who's your avatar? Who's the people you're coaching and helping right now?
Yeah, I'm more with people who are already aware that energy is their most valuable business asset, or they're on their spiritual path. So soul-led individuals
Okay.
that want really to recognize the core of something that is happening with them. I would not say to them, but with them.
With
So
them, yeah.
for them,
Yeah.
what is the lesson behind? I'm known as the first domino queen.
Okay.
What that means, you know, I don't resolve symptoms.
Mm.
I help people to find the first domino, and when you push the first domino, everything goes, you know,
Yeah.
and this is complete reconstruction of human being.
Yeah.
So I'm more for those people. Yes, and on this planet, it's variety of people. Some, of course, are more in material world, and I'm more in this energy world. Because for me, for example, if I talk with business people, business is not a strategy game. Business is an energy game first. No energy, no game.
Sure. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
If you lack energy, also your clarity goes down, your immune system function goes down, your motivation goes down, you are more vulnerable in challenging emotional situations or stressful situations. If your energy is scattered, also your focus is scattered. No matter how much tasks or strategy you're implying, you just become more scattered.
Mm,
So energy is first. And I'm here with special mission to really bring this message to people that they need not to take care of their mind, but their energy. What quality of energy is flowing through them.
mm, right.
So this is, and for example, energy builds business, not strategy. Strategy organizes business.
Mm,
This is everything, um, what I figured out through this process of um, outgrowing cancer.
yeah.
This was really important what I figured out. And it's one very important fact also what is going on with me, that I'm really really authentic with what I'm doing. That's why I also choose the path that is really authentic to myself. Yeah, some people say, I don't want to cut the grass, and I will find other solutions that somebody else cuts the grass. Yes, this is how to make business as well. But completely another level of authenticity is when it goes for life or death. So follow myself. So follow, for example, yourself,
Mm,
no matter what. Not that I was angry on someone. Uh, Medical doctors, oncologists, they were all, my God, everything is also in my book. I
yeah.
write complete story, uh, how they were respectful towards me because I didn't fight with them. I didn't, yeah, fight with them. I always talked with them. I asked them, and then I said them, okay, I have decided this and this and this, and they were completely calm with whatever I decided.
Yeah.
That
Got it.
was really amazing because I was calm and I was on my path. So also for your audience, whatever person does, it's really important first to be authentic to self.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. Let me ask you this. Can you share like either one or two strategies that we can do right now to start embodying and bringing in more energy, positive energy into our lives to do that?
Great. Yes, I have special gift for your audience,
Oh, nice.
and yeah, and this is ebook, 7 steps, energetic alignment in action.
Mm,
7 steps that I do. These are practices that still do every single morning to really captivate my highest potential already in the morning, that I can really like surf like or glide on whatever waves in during the day. And you can get this ebook on highfrequencyenergyformula.com website. Highfrequencyenergyformula.com, because this is formula, this is strategy to raise up your frequency of your energy. And this is really important in morning, that you really initiate, because we are coming in the morning from the unconscious level, from being unconscious. We are out during the night. We don't think anything, and we need to organize everything in our body again to follow our mission, to follow our purpose. And this exact book is prepared exactly for this. And It's helps me immensely, not just me, also my clients. There are many stories. For example, one, she said, I was doing all the time your energy practices in the morning. Then one day in the afternoon, I noticed that something is really odd in today's day, and not everything is running smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
And then she said, "Oh, then I remembered in the morning, because I was in a hurry to be in one point, I forgot to do these practices." And the next day she again started, and she said, now I know what these practices make the difference.
Nice. I love that. I love that. And we'll have that free gift on the show notes for you guys to go ahead and get that. Um, so let me ask you this, Dr. Neja, where can people find you? How they can connect with you? Where they can find out more about, maybe working with you and learn more about your stuff.
The easiest way is through this book.
Okay.
But also, I invite you to go to my Instagram, because I post every single day some really um, deep stuff to think, or some testimonials, or some quotes that I came across through my healing process. So on Instagram is dr.neja, Neja, .zupan.institute. So Dr. Neja Zupan Institute is on Instagram. So you can follow me over there, and you get really a lot of insights how you can, and ideas how you can take care of your energy.
All right, awesome. I love that. I love that. Well, definitely that'll be good. I have one last question for you. For the people that are listening to us and are watching us, if they're going through any challenge, whatever challenge that might be, what is one thing they can start doing right now to start overcoming that challenge?
Laughing,
Okay.
dancing, singing every single day, at least 5 minutes of each. So this is very, very important. And the second one is in this my book, uh, seven steps, energetic alignment in action. And the third one is to really sit for at least 5 minutes and just concentrate on breathing and feel your heart, and try to, inhale and exhale together with your heart. So like 4 inhalations, no, one inhalation of 4 heartbeats,
Mm-hmm.
then pause for 4 heartbeats, and then 8 heartbeats exhalation, and 4 heartbeats again pause. And in these pauses in between, the door open to the highest awareness.
Mm.
How I figured out this, I was also quite bad in reading. Nowadays, I would be diagnosed as dyslexic. Even now, sometimes I have difficulty, to differentiate B and D, and sometimes also P, M, N. And it was first letter and the last letter, and there was something in between because letters were dancing around.
Yeah.
So I developed, um, not that I developed, but I came into contact with this special technique that I just explained, to really tap on to the universal library where I started to get information. So my most origin, or top origin of information that I have, is by connecting with this space that is around us, and where are stored many, actually all energies.
Got you, got you. Awesome. Well, thank you. I love that. I love that. I think definitely laughter is one of the biggest, I think one of the biggest emotions that we can have, even at the down moments, and can really change your mood, right? So I really, really love that. So thank you for that. I really appreciate having you on the show today. Any last minute things you want to say before I let you go?
Trust yourself and trust process. S Yes, sometimes difficult situations appear, but if you really trust that this behind are just gifts for you, then it's really easy. Just go on.
I love that. I love that. Well, again, thank you again, Dr. Neja, for being here. Really appreciate you, and thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for invitation and blessings for your audience.
Thank you, thank you. And for the rest of you guys, do me a favor. Please make sure to go ahead and connect with Dr. Neya. Go ahead and check her out on her social media and or get the ebook. And also do me a favor. Please make sure that you share this message because definitely somebody needs to hear it. And I'll see you guys at the next episode of You Can Overcome Anything podcast show. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cesar Espino, real estate investor, business coach, and consultant, and author of the book, You Can Overcome Anything, Even When the World Says No. My number is 424-501-6046. In my book, I talk about making the necessary changes to shift your mind for prosperity and certainty. Pick up your copy at Amazon. I also love helping families with their real estate and can purchase your house fast and all cash. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. My number is 424-501-6046.
Thank you for having me today. I am so glad you've tuned into this podcast. You can find me at your favorite podcast platform where you can like, subscribe, comment, and share. And to learn more about myself, my services, you can find me at www.cesarrespino.com, or you can also find me at your social media. Thanks for joining me, and I am looking forward to having you at the next episode. And know you truly can overcome anything.